People have built their entire outbound stacks, their entire businesses on this platform, are slowly canceling their Clay subscriptions. Not because Clay is bad, but because the math stops making sense. And then I looked into my own setup, my agency outbound, and I did the same exact thing. In this video, I'm going to show you why the most sophisticated agency operators are walking away right now and where they are going. I'll show you what happened after I upgraded my Claude subscription to $200 per month and started running my own cold email campaigns using only Claude Code and Claude Code agents. I also replaced all the VAs I hired and paid them monthly. Now Claude does it all for me. So if you're on an agency, you have Clay in your stack, or you run a cold email, this video is for you. Before we get into it, my name is Tymek. I run a service-based agency and I've worked with several Clay enterprise partners, helping them scale their client acquisition through YouTube. We've been able to generate plus 10 qualified calls per month from YouTube alone for these agency owners. So if you're considering working on your own YouTube as well, feel free to book a free consultation call using the first link in the description. Now, let me show you what's happening with Clay right now. I'm not here to trash Clay or anything like this. I love the community. I've been part of this community for a long time. I've worked with official partners of Clay. I've built Clay workflows myself in the past, and Clay became more than just a tool for a lot of operators. It became an identity. People built communities around it. Even Clay built local meetups that I even went to a couple of times. So people built entire positioning around this brand, which is exactly why what's happening now is such a big deal. To show you how real this is, let me tell you about someone who was probably one of the Clay biggest power users. So there's a guy named Taylor Heron. He recently posted on LinkedIn, and what he shared kind of blew up. So Taylor was hitting the platform 17.3 million times per week. Let me tell you this again, 17 million times per week. He was paying a couple $100s for it, and at one point Clay's head of growth got on a call with Taylor, and he told him that he's probably one of the biggest users of Clay right now. And Taylor said, that doesn't surprise me, but here's where it gets interesting, because Clay recently announced a new pricing structure. They split everything into data credits and actions. So for Taylor, that pricing structure could mean that he would go from $300 per month to a couple $100,000 per month if he was using this new pricing structure. And what's the craziest part about all of this is Taylor's team replaced a lot of the actions that they performed in Clay with Claude Code. And the crazy part is Claude Code subscription costs literally $200 and gives you a lot more usage than a typical Claude subscription. And now they can process hundreds and thousands of leads in a matter of seconds with custom solutions they built inside Claude Code, which is a fantastic new shift, new phenomenon in the industry, because now you can build your own stuff, your own systems, and not only rely on Clay. And don't get me wrong, Clay is awesome, but I see from conversations with other go-to-market agency owners that they are going to switch to Claude Code slowly, but most surely they will replace Clay with Claude Code. And this is the same stuff that I went through myself. I used to work with Clay, and the stuff I wanted to do with Clay just costed a lot of money. If you have to spend at least $150 to do some simple personalization and some simple prospecting to get you to process, let's say 1,000 or 2,000 leads per month, that's still a very small scale that I'm talking about from my own perspective. But with Clay free plan, you cannot do it. So I would need to either go for a $150 per month Clay subscription or find a better way. And the better way I found was using Claude Code. So when I started really treating outbound seriously, started running my own cold email campaigns, I realized that I can rely on VAs, I could rely on Clay.com, but there's something missing. And I decided I will move all of it to Claude Code. And the crazy part is I was using a $20 per month subscription at that time. So you can literally replace your $150 subscription with Clay, or like $300 subscription with Clay, with a $20 subscription of Claude. That gives you way more than just the use case for your outbound campaigns or your CRM hygiene. You could do a lot more than that with Claude Code. So I tested this, build the agent pipeline for myself. It started working. I saw that it was capable of generating a lot of qualified leads to my campaigns on instantly. So I decided, all right, I'll upgrade to $200 per month subscription on Claude, and I will go full volume mode, and I'll start adding like 500 to 1,000 leads to my campaigns so I can scale my outbound even more. That's how I got from like paying VAs to personalize and research the right leads to actually having an AI agent built in Claude Code that does all of the lead qualification for me, the lead scoring for me. So now I have 4 main agents running the full outbound operations. First of all, we have the Prospector. This agent basically uses my browser to prospect literally manually and does all of it using some extensions on Chrome. I would need to probably spend around 1 to 2 hours doing it all manually every day. But instead, I just open my terminal, I spawn the agent, and it starts working for me. Then the second one is the lead scorer. As you imagine, if you ever worked with VAs, the lead quality often drops, and we need some sort of lead scoring system. When I was working with my VA, I needed to go lead by lead to verify if they are actually qualified. But then I built a lead scorer agent that actually started all of it, and it was able to score the leads based on all my criteria. I basically had a document of like 16 pages defining how to score leads, and it got me to a quite good position. Now the number 3 is the lead list cleaner. So you normally need to normalize the names, verify the emails, do all that boring stuff, which this agent does. Basically, it has access to all of the APIs it needs to verify, builds the leads, it builds these leads locally on my computer. So every day I have a list of newly prospected in lists and clean the lists ready to upload to instantly. And then we have number 4, which is a campaign manager, who has access to the instantly MCP, and it can handle all of the analytics and verify if some leads are responding, what messages are getting responses. And overall, it helps me make better decisions for my campaigns. Now, how all of this is built. Every agent has its own skill file, and in the skill file, you can add a lot of cool things. In Clay, you might be able to define the instructions, but if you have the skill file on your computer, you can create folders inside that agent or skill file, and you can add references, screenshots, files, all of that stuff. I'm not even sure if you can do this inside Clay, but this is quite good in what it does. And once I had all of this dialed, it changed everything for my business. And that's something I want to talk about next, because there is something that people don't talk about enough. It's not just saving money, it's about what you get back. I now have a repeatable cold outbound system for my agency to give me lead lists. I don't have to pay any providers. I just do the manual prospecting. I get the emails, I verify the emails, it goes through the same pipeline every time. It's very repeatable. It is almost running on autopilot. And I don't have to babysit a VA or someone else to send me those leads or add them to my campaigns. Leads come in, outreach goes out, I get positive replies that I need to handle and set appointments. But the most important part I want you to leave with is that what you get back. You get back the time required to scale your business. You're able now to spend time on the activities that actually move the needle for your business. Sales, strategy, marketing activities, and most importantly, what this system unlocked for me is being able to make a lot more content for YouTube specifically, which is kind of the meta point here. The tool or system that replaced my outbound infrastructure also gave me the time to invest in other activities like marketing, creating content. The activities that actually compound, because cold outbound alone, it does not compound. But YouTube, on the other hand, compounds, and it does it very well. So when you own a system like this, it compounds in 2 ways. Costs go down over time, and your capability goes up because you can deliver more. You have more time to deliver either to your clients or spend time on marketing so that you can later up your prices or do whatever you want. You have the freedom because you're building the business now and you're not building inside the business. You're not working in the business anymore. You work on the business, which is a great freedom that I'm very grateful for. And that brings me to something that I think every agency owner watching this needs to hear. Everything I showed you today, the agents, the workflows, the Clay replacement, the Claude Code setup, that's all real and I encourage you to build it. But here's the thing, the ideas, the research, the packaging, that's something that you cannot really automate yet with AI to get you to that point where you want to be with your YouTube or your marketing. You still need someone who actually know what they're doing. Because if you're entering a new space, it doesn't make sense to create systems that does not work. It only makes sense to make systems and automations when you actually know it's working. So creating content, spending time on marketing is something that you need to figure out yourself. But if you're running an agency that you're doing 20, 50 or 100K right now, you should be thinking about YouTube right now. Because in my business, I've been able to generate from 10 to 30 qualified calls for my clients using YouTube, and this is exactly what I do. I give you the ideas and scripts based on the actual target audience you're trying to hit. I edit the videos for you and we post the videos for you. All in a done for you system. Requires you a low 4-figure investment per month to run this almost on an autopilot. You just need to show up and film. We do everything that's possible to understand your offer, your target audience, your ideal customer profile, so you make a very targeted content hitting exactly the right people looking for solutions to their problems. So if you're this person, book a free consultation call using the first link in the description. I'll walk you through how I do this for my clients. I will help you decide if this makes sense for you at this current stage, so you can start bringing qualified calls directly from YouTube, nurturing your existing leads using YouTube as well, educating them on all the frameworks you're running or anything specific to your business. That helps them become more educated when they enter your sales call. Generally hope that this was valuable. If it did, make sure you leave a like below. And if you want to understand better how the system works, who are my clients and all of this, have a look on this video that you see on the screen right now. It'll help you understand a lot better what we're doing and how we are able to pull these incredible views on YouTube. I'll see you there.